Okay, so I'm going to try to talk this time. I'm a little nervous about it because my family makes fun of the way I speak because I'm originally from Louisiana. But I'm going to try to make a homemade version of Hamburger Helper. And I have ground up about a pound, maybe a pound and a half of ground meat. And I'm not really worried about the grease in there. I think that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to add a beef bouillon cube and 2 cups of water and quite a few spoonfuls of homemade spaghetti sauce, which I'm sure I'm going to spill all over. And I never grew up having Hamburger Helper. I'm first generation American, and we didn't have this when I was growing up. So if you don't have homemade tomato sauce, you can use canned sauce. That's just as fine. I had some tomatoes, some garlic, some bell peppers, and some celery that I had left over. So I went ahead and put it in a slow cooker, cooked it down on low overnight, and then used my little handy processor there to kind of try to make it smooth. And I'm just going to let this come to a simmer, and then I'm going to add the noodles. Little macaroni noodles from Sam's. I have this on medium. Okay, so this has been simmering for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to add 3 cups of macaroni noodles. And I'm going to let them continue to simmer with the lid on for maybe 10 to 11 minutes. But I am going to check it. If the liquid goes down, I'm going to add some more tomato sauce. And we're going to see where we end up. This looks so good. I'm kind of excited, guys. I've literally never had Hamburger Helper. I'm thinking that's what this is. It was a recipe my son sent me and asked me to make. Okay, so I simmered this with the noodles for probably a good 15 minutes longer than I expected, what the box said. And I used quite a bit of my homemade spaghetti sauce. I would say I did a total of 11 ladles, small ladles. And I had to stir it a lot because it was sticking to the bottom, and that drives me crazy because I feel like it's wasted food when it gets burnt on the bottom. So now I am going to cut the heat off, and I am going to, and I made a mess, add some cheddar cheese that I shredded into this. It's been sitting out for a while, which is why it looks a little oily. And I'm just going to keep doing this until it gets to the consistency I want. I ended up putting all the cheddar cheese in. You could leave some and put on top and stick this in the oven on broil and have a nice crust, but this is good for me. I know it looks like baby poop, but it's so good. I've never had Hamburger Helper before, and this is amazing. So if you want to follow along for more American recipes that are being cooked by a first generation American who grew up in the South and didn't quite get these things growing up, please do. Thanks so much for watching.